G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS Supercoach channel. And today we're going to go through the round 2 preview. In today's video, I'm so confident I'm recording this about 20 minutes after I recorded the review because it's that simple. I've got nothing on my Sunday night and I've already figured out my team. So yeah, stupidly, we're still with the $1.4 million salary. Doesn't go up or down, but players' prices do, which is really stupid in my opinion. As you can see, Montrezl Harrell's, I doubt we're playing Montrezl Harrell. Imagine if we just play Montrezl Harrell every single round. It would be funny. Um, as you could tell throughout last week, he was just changing up his team because he had like Jack McVeigh and another bloke who was playing one game, and someone must have whispered in his ear saying, you should probably do only Melbourne, Tassie, and New Zealand players. Then he fixed it up. But I thought that was funny. But yeah, I'm going to go through with my team because it's so simple. So simple for me to choose. I think a lot of people are going to have a very similar team considering there's only 2 teams on the double. And after this week, everyone's prices are going to go up and down. Hopefully not too crazy, considering that our salary cap doesn't, which will be really annoying, which means we have to go for like bench dudes. Carlin Davidson ever like goes up again, then maybe, but he may be too expensive at like 150k in like 4 weeks' time. Anyways, that's enough bitching and moaning from me. The 2 teams on the double are Brisbane and Cairns. So literally, we'll just do 6 men here. So we got how many players to choose? I can't see it, but I think it's 20 because of the recording thing on CapCut. But it's 28. So you have 28 players to really choose from. And if you really want to narrow it down, it's 16 players to choose from. Unfortunately, Wardenberg is injured for till round 12, it says. So 3 months, which is really annoying. Tane Murray's another bloke as well. So technically 17, but he didn't do that much damage for Brisbane, last week. But yeah, you want to go for these guys. Reason why? Because they've got a double. And like, let's say Tohi Smith-Milner, if that's all you can afford, has 14 points and 28 points, you're better off doing that than having 2 of him and 1 Primo because you're spending 300,000 on a guy who's doing the exact same points in 1 week when you've got 2 Tohi Smith-Milners, for example. But yeah, don't know about how Mitch Norton's going to go because of his what did he do? I forgot what he did, but he was injured and didn't play the rest of the game. So we'll see how he goes. But yeah, let me go through my team and who I think some decent players or what my team is going to be. It's probably going to be a quick video considering that I could go into more detail probably. But yeah, let's go with Mr. Obvious here. Tyrell Harrison. I watched all the games last week, and his game was probably the one that really stood out. One of the players, like Bryce Hamilton, really stood out to me, and Tyrell Harrison really stood out to me. He looks like he has slimmed down a little bit, which is great because last year I felt like he was stomping a bit instead of like moving. Wasn't very agile, but yeah, really excited. He slimmed down. He's a lot more agile / mobile, in my opinion, and he's guarding up, like he's moving up towards like he's not quite blitzing, but he is like stepping up in a pick and roll, or if the guard on his team loses his man, he can step up and still make a contest and still get the rebound because he did have a double and he did have 52 points, which is amazing. But yeah, that's why I'm going with Tyrell Harrison. 6 man. It's going to be another easy. Oh, I'll go because these next 2 picks are really easy, and I'd be surprised if people didn't have either of these 2. We're going to go with Rain Smith. Now, why is he 69,000K? I don't know, to be honest. 4 years coming out of college. He shoots the lights out. He's playing decent minutes as Kansas guard. He's even running the offense in some of the plays, which is really bizarre. But yeah, he's like a 6'1", 6'2" shooting guard who can shoot from three. He's going to chuck up threes. Thankfully, unlike the NBA, we're not going to lose points off missed shots. Because if that was the case, it'd be probably more down towards like 20 or 19. But yeah, I'm going with him. He's the cheapest option. He's the best option. He really should be number one option out of everyone here because it really sets you up. That then you've got 5 players between 1.3 mil, which is really easy to navigate. But yeah, six man, going with Marcus Lee. So we're going to double up on the centers this week because I think rebounds and assists are the same. No, assists is 2, but still. Marcus Lee, I feel like is going to be a double-double machine. Now that, like I mentioned, Waterberg's out for 3 months. He had a double-double on the weekend, did play only 25 minutes, so he's probably fatigued. A little bit too fatigued to play 30 minutes, but if he can play 30 minutes, that would be perfect because he could probably get another 2 rebounds and 2 points, which, that probably doesn't seem like a lot, but, that's another 4 points. That's 30, like, we'll round up to 35 points times 2. That's a 70-point week, which is great. With, like I said, I'm going to go Marcus Lee. He's actually a decent, cheap option for imports who's been in the league for a couple of years. I'm sure about a few. I don't know exactly how many years he's played. Why not just do this? um, he's played. So this is 4th year. So yeah, he's well established in this league. He knows what he's doing. He knows how the system plays. I think everyone knows that. He is a great option. Should we go with the forwards or the guards? Let's finish off the guards. We're going to go with Javon Freeman Liberty. He was a bit of a menace, I'll be honest, on defense and was really good on offense. I'm just going to bring up my stats on my phone because I thought he was another guy that stood out to me. I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, he kind of was a bit of an all-rounder. He had 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and he was great on defense. He had 3 steals and a block, which got him to 41 points this week. If he can do that next week twice or even maybe half the job and do it again, if that's 1.5 times, it's 60 points, which is just completely fine when it comes to doubles. You want at least a 50 from your base players, I guess. I'm expecting at least a 40 for Smith, a 50 for Lee. I'd be expecting a 55 for Freeman, probably close to 80 or 90 for Tyrell Harrison. The other 2 are probably high as one really high, the other one not really. But yeah, like I said, he was a menace on defense, and then would just transition. He transitioned really well. He took 5 threes, but only made 1. But 5 for 8 from the 2-point line. Like I said, he's great on transition, so I reckon he's a really good pick. Forwards, we're going to go with Casey Prather. Now, everyone has surely seen his performance last year coming back from, I don't know if it was an injury or double injury because I only just started watching NBL last year. And my Lord, he was so fun. I thought he was the 3rd best player in the league. Genuinely. He literally put that Brisbane team on his back when Harrison was injured and Bannon was playing at the 5 and you had Bateman out for the year. Andre Cook just being the streaky shooter he was last year. And just the rest of that Brisbane squad was really hurt by those injuries throughout the year. And Prather just dominated. There's a reason why he was 350K this year. Last year was at 120K. You can imagine telling that to someone this year that last year he was 120K. That's absurd. 120K, but he's 350 now, which is not so great because we could probably fit another another import in this. But yeah, if you know Prather, I don't need to explain, but he is unbelievable. he scored 27 points over the weekend. He had a couple boards as well to go with it. Two rebounds, one assist. He had 2 steals, 1 block. He shot very efficiently. I don't think there's another dude. Like, I think he should be also number one option here. I shall not go for any more rambling on him. Last guy, Sam McDaniel. Now, the reason why I went with him is because he's first of all, he's probably the best player you can afford. But then, where is, okay. So here's the problem you would have. If you prefer Dukas over McDaniel, can I switch to guard play? Oh, no, it's on here. If you wanted to go Dukas, oh no. Yeah. Okay. The problem here is that it's your choice if you want to go with Dukas or you want to go with McDaniel. They both play, like McDaniel played 6 more minutes than Dukas, but they play probably a similar role, high up on defense, high volume shooter. Like, they're not going to miss many times. Like a 20-point and a 19-point. I'm only going with McDaniel because of his defense. And as much as he didn't have any like key stats on defense, he's got 2 games to get 1, which I reckon he definitely will. I forgot who they play, which I'll double check in a second, but definitely I'll go with him over Dukas. Dukas is just, what, 60K more, so 70K more than McDaniel. That's why I'm going with him. If you really like the look of Dukas, which now that the more I'm thinking about it, I don't know why you would, you could afford McVeigh, which does kind of look better on paper, but I think for me, McVeigh can be a bit streaky, where I think I know Freeman Liberty can definitely do another 40 week. And McDaniel, he plays 25 minutes, similar to Lee. Lee had a 30, he had a 19. Why can't he get to a 30 as well? I know he's going to be the 5th option on that lineup when it comes to the imports. They're going to play high. They're playing all high minutes. Harrison, Prather, and Freeman Liberty. That's probably another thing I should have mentioned. But yeah, that's the team I'm rolling out with for this week. Other guys you could go. I mean, there's the pretty obvious Jalen Adams. He's the most expensive out of all of them. If you really wanted to, which I wouldn't blame you, because assists do count towards your score more than rebounds. You could, but Freeman Liberty had like 4 or 5, so you should just go for him. Yeah, another 70K. How are you going to fit that? You couldn't replace him with Prather because you'd have Freeman Liberty here, which is a bit annoying. Like, you'd have to go. Great. Now my thing's just stuffing up. This has happened to me recently where my Supercoach, whenever I do it too quick, it just bugs out, and it really bloody annoys me. And now I have to redo my team again. Ignore me. Well, let's say you did want Jalen Adams and Smith. Yeah. Could go Prather, but then you've got no other option. You can't go Freeman Liberty. So who are you going to go with? You're going to go with McVeigh and McDaniel again. Like, it's not really a point. Like, the team I had before was so much better. It looked so much better than this. But we'll go back with Liberty and Prather. There we go. So that's what the team is going to look like into round 2. Brisbane and Cairns play each other on the Friday night. I'll definitely have to watch that. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll be out that night. Seems like I'm always out every night, but I swear to God I'm not. I'll be out this night, but when I get home, definitely will be watching it because it's really key to know who's going to do well. Then Brisbane plays Adelaide, which will be tough. And then Cairns play Sydney, which is also really tough. So don't expect a high score, I guess. Maybe Brisbane players just demolish Cairns, considering that they do play a very limited bench of like 8 players. So that is it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Tell me if there's someone better. I'll probably will go with actually with captains and vice captains. It's going to be like this because it's triple for captains, double for vice captains. You know, I was thinking Marcus Lee, but nah, just go with reliable Prather, who's done it all last year and has done it already this year with a 36. But yeah, like I said, that's my team. That's going to be the week coming up. Um, let me know your thoughts. I don't think you can get a much better team than this. I'll be honest. So good luck for this week. Let me know. Like I said, for the third time now. Let me know your thoughts. Um, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week or next video. Cheers.